You know, there was a lab called Research Center called Interval Research Center built down the street from Xerox Park. And, you know, it was started with the beliefs of saying, we're not going to screw up like you did. We're going to not let anything leak out. And, you know, this is a characterization of it, I mean, you know. But there's something they forgot. When you let nothing leak out, actually nothing leaks in. That has to do with this reciprocity structure I was talking about. And guess what happened? I mean, you know, we could argue this. I don't know, nobody here from that group.
Actually, there is.
Okay.
Nice to see you again, John.
But, you know, from my point of view, you could argue. But, you know, in some ways, I have to say that you guys were kind of slow to understand the internet. Because not much leaked in. I used to, because there's so much connection, and including the director comes from Park, you know, I used to go over there all the time and well welcome. But, you know, after a while I said, what's the point? I mean, there's a paranoia of stuff getting out. So, you know, ecosystems have balance, and there's reciprocity. And to me, the interesting issue at a structural point of view is, can you build, for example, large? Can you get mass? Can you get scale without mass? Can you build things that are very large, but are tremendously agile? Now, in physics, we tell us no, because something gets larger, has more mass, has more inertia, it can't move. Might there be fundamentally new types of institutional innovations that enable you to break that law and to find a way to get scale without mass? And I'm going to argue that Lien Fong has cracked that, figured out the DNA of how to do that. And let me just tell you one way he does this. Basically, his network is a relationship network. Once you join the network, there's very interesting governance protocols. By the way, just like there is in World of Warcraft guilds. I mean, these are not just self-emerging, flappy little things. I mean, the good ones have serious protocols, governance protocols, serious review protocols, serious dispute resolution protocols, so on and so forth. In Lien Fong's network, once you join and get get qualified for safe procedures and a whole bunch of other things like that, he says something very unusual. You join my network, I will guarantee I will always take 30% of your output. I will also guarantee I will never take more than 70%. I want you to work with my competitors. I do not want to lock you up, because I want you to learn from those competitors. Because if you learn from those competitors, I learn from you. Okay, so there's a whole sense that maybe there are quite other ways to play this. So his network is loosely coupled, but not transaction-based, but relational-based. They can move on a dime. I can tell you some of the amazing things how they had to restructure part of the stuff. And you know, we have great pride in this country in saying Walmart is probably the world's leaders in supply chain management in terms of how do you orchestrate thousands of suppliers. Well, guess what? 3 weeks ago, Walmart just signed a deal with Lien Fong, so we can't compete. The time has come, we want to learn from you. So the push model of how to run that supply network is now changing. How do you get win-win situations? How do you take this flex between 30 and 70? How do you accelerate the building of trust? And so on. So I think I'm kind of constantly now coming back to the fact of being, you know, a geek like some of you are here, who always believed that the world resolved in terms of how to build better nanoparticles and supercomputers and so on and so forth. Maybe there's more and more leverage now in rethinking institutional innovation in terms of new ways to work, new ways to organize, new ways collectively to make things happen. And there couldn't be a better time to think about it because of the social media tools we have and because of the cloud computing tools we have. So in some ways, we may have a bigger game to play now with this.